Taurus, just before I started your reading, I had an argument with myself, pretty much. Could be dealing with a Gemini or Libra, but I'm picking up more Gemini. But Spirit kept saying to me, no Taurus. And I was like, I've done Aries. I've done Aries, no Taurus. Aries, Taurus, Aries. So I'm doing Taurus reading, but you could be dealing with a life path 4, Scorpio, Aries. Okay, definitely prominent in one's chart. Steph, Jeff, and Steve. And yeah, cross comparison of that, being confused. Oh, Taurus. So I'm picking up the 9 of Wands possibly being here. Confusion, transfusion, transvestite, transsexual disease maybe. Don't know where that's coming from. So let's see. Taurus. What's going on with Taurus, please? For the next 48 hours for Taurus. Show me Taurus. Don't forget, Taurus, you can watch this as a life path 5, a Sagittarius or Taurus, because they are major arcana 5s. Okay, Sagittarius card and Taurus card, they're both 5s. Okay, so you can watch any Taurus. Doesn't matter if you are a Sagittarius. If you're a Taurus rising, you can still watch Sag. If you're a Taurus moon, you can still watch Sag readings. Okay, Sag. If you want to, it's up to you. But you'll get synchronicities there because of the numerology placement. Place, if I say place, you say 1, 2, 3. Could be a cod, haddock, fish. Could be a life path 3 or a Pisces. Oh, okay. Kylie, Cassie, Cassandra. Taurus, what have they got coming up, please? For the next 48 for Taurus. Feeling some very blocked energy, Taurus, if I'm honest. Well, there's an awakening, an enlightenment, but there might be a hell of a lot of aggression that goes on around family members here. This can be a lot of out arguing, a lot of shouting, a lot of like dynamite energy. Like, you know, someone's got a big temper tantrum and they get triggered off really quickly and they argue, but they're a family. Okay, so it can mean a relationship is here, but it's just dynamics at home. Okay, with a mother or a father or your kids. In America, Kim Wilde, Kimberly, let's see, Lee, Laura, Lucy, Lucifer, Linda, Belinda, Leslie, came up in another 2 readings. Cancerian, life path 7, there you go. Liz, Lenda, Slender, Blender, but Liz, or Lizzie, or Laser, or Liza, Elijah. But life path 7, Cancerian reading, there's the 7 energy. Okay. Taurus, what's going on with Taurus, please, for the next 48? So the devil, very toxic family situation going on. Okay, like, I don't know, the energy is very restrictive. There might be not a lot of speaking to family members. What is going on here? Yeah, I feel like if I go off my intuition, I feel like there's a lot of frustration, maybe sexual frustration, but also like with this energy here, like it's very restrictive. It's an energy that when you get too close, there's an abandonment energy of getting too close to the point before I ghost and run. This came up in another reading, could be Cancerian, life path 7. Okay, now before it gets too close, I always see it as very toxic, narcissistic, controlling, and I avoid and run because I have avoidant issues here. Avoiding. Okay, avoiding arguments, avoiding aggression, avoiding being told, avoiding not getting on with a person because of how quick they are to judge. Now, don't forget, judgment is not a spirit. We have to forgive spirits because spirits have already gone through Judgment Day. So they never judge a human being for doing what they do. But we can judge a spirit for doing what they did. Okay, but in the land of the free and the land of the holder, the one-eyed man is king. So they've already been judged. Okay, this could be Prince Charles. But it's kind of like they're judged enough by... They're judging things, or the name Judd, Matthew, Daniel, Danny Glover, life path 7, Cancerian. Let's see. Taurus, what's going on with Taurus, please? For the next 48... The Magician and the Empress. Now, these cards are really not too bad at the moment, but for some reason I'm feeling like a very strange dynamic energy around you. Andrew, Andrea, Ansfield, Anne, my Nan, nanny. Some of you, you're a nanny, you're a grandma, or it's to do with your mother or something like that here. I'm also hearing nanny cam or Cameron or camera, but like Lee, Michelle, Cameron, something to do with Cameron, or a nanny cam, someone spying on someone's children or something here. Like setting up cameras or something. What's the tower for? Why is the tower here for Taurus? So Life Path 7 Cancerian again. So you come up in the Cancerian reading and the other one. Okay, yeah. Abandonment, aggression, coming from the family member as well. Not staying around long enough in commitments or relationships, ghosting them when the going gets tough. I can't be dealing with you shouting and screaming because I... Okay, so this is the representation of the reflection that came up in another reading that may have been Aries or Scorpio. Okay, so I'm going to have to go over it again. If you've watched that, I'm sorry, but it's here. Okay, so when I said that in one of these readings that someone has avoidance tactics of a parent, they don't like confrontation, so they avoid. These both energies mean avoiding relationships, avoiding diet, like sabotage. Okay, it's also myself, but let's not talk about me, but it is here. So like I start a diet for a week and I give it up before the going gets tough and I have to start putting the real work in. I actually give up, I ghost, abandon, and I leave because of self-sabotage. That's diet. Smoking, okay, this is also smoking. But like, you know, I smoke, I do it for a week, I quit, and then all of a sudden I find myself starting again because I have a pattern of behaviour that's toxic of a hell loop that shows me the energy of avoidance. People bitch and they complain and they moan, but it's about staying put to deal with it instead of running off and not dealing with the person. But the mother is showing that to the son or the daughter as well. Okay, so I'm going to have to be honest with you. If you don't like listening to my own stories, then you can do one, Dave. Right, so through my triggers and through my mirrors, being a 7 energy, Life Path 7, at the beginning of my 7, before I hit 30, I was the chaser. And I chased and I chased and I chased and nobody wanted to know me. Okay, they all kind of like, all my friendships, they were all narcissistic, controlling, didn't want to know Steve at all. Okay, you contact me, if not, I'm out. Like, you know, I'm always having to contact someone all the fucking time. Okay, and I chased friends, relationships, stalked twin flame energies, very codependent, always looking for something, couldn't ever find it, had an awakening. What happened? I started running at the age of 30 and I'm surprised that I'm a fat asshole, right? Because I should be really slim and slender by now by how energetically I've been running for so long. But we're talking about physical, metaphysical. So you could be back up on your feet, dieting, all of this stuff, kind of going through the motions of like toxic food, drinking, smoking, alcohol, drug addiction, blah, blah, blah. Trying to work on that, right? Run from the devil. Okay, but... like here, for instance, right, when I was a child, my dad was very, very angry. He was a very angry person and he used to shout a lot. And we had to avoid him all the time when he came home pissed. Drinking, okay, so I had to go to bed before he got home. Couldn't get food ready in the kitchen because if you did, he would blame you for eating food in the kitchen. I don't mind giving you my story. I don't judge my father because he's no longer here. Okay, so a spirit is a spirit. But this is what happened, okay? So I was forced to put headphones on my head and listen to music while all the dynamics were going on at home that they were trying to avoid letting me know, okay? So as a child, okay, my headphones and music was an escape for me, okay? That's all I could really do to stop all the chaotic shit that was going on in my family at the time. Drinking, you know, coming home really drunk, starting to get violent, can't cope with the other son that we'd got, which was my brother, so on and so forth, right? Avoid what's going on. Relationships turn up. Someone starts getting angry. What do? I leave, I run. I don't want to know people that bitch, moan or complain or have a problem. I don't stay around long enough because I don't like aggression, but I avoid the energy because it's there, so I have to deal with it. I have to realise people in life do complain. They do moan. They do have feelings where they want to complain at you and have a go at you. Now, like I said, your lesson could be around staying around long enough to deal with that, okay, or don't deal with it, run off, but it comes back around as a hell loop to show you the energy. When you have to look at life, Taurus, look at it as like, okay, you've got like a helmet that goes on your head. When you put it on your head, you go into the matrix, right, which is hell, okay? You go into hell. Why do we pay back karma? Because karma is hell. It's Capricorn. It means Saturn. Saturn is hell, right? It's a very difficult planet to deal with, but because the major energy of their ruling planet is Capricorn, okay, where are we? We're in hell. What are we playing? Hell isn't too bad when you really look at what life is like, okay, because there are trees, there are grass, there are fucking walls, there are cars, you can sit in bed all day, you know, but you'll still have that energy. So we are in hell. It's a grounded energy to say that we keep playing out what we have to pay back. We pay it back in maintenance, bills, fucking everything else, fighting, karma, you know. So where are we? We are in hell. What are we paying it back to? The maker, Capricorn. We're paying it back to that. That's a bank, a building society, a drug dealer, okay? But it's having to pay it back. It's a mortgage, it's a marriage, it's a toxic relationship. Okay, we're in hell, waking up every single day, going through the same shit with the same energy or a different one, but having to pay back to the devil. Okay, so where are we? Hell, that's where we are. We're not in heaven, we are in hell. Okay, we go to heaven on a little rowboat, clap, clap. What's that? 6. Right, Gemini energy. Forward movement, things that are more calmer. 6 of Swords. Heaven, death. Right, 4, 5, 6. Don't worry about it, but you might be bored with that, but I love all that sort of shit because that's what spirit shows me, right? So you've got this energy that represents avoiding, okay, giving up. I need to start again. I need to get back on the bandwagon. I may have lapsed. Drinking, drugs, smoking, eating, bad relationships, karmic energy with mother or father. I'm going through the same thing again. Okay, I'm trying to avoid the person here, trying to leave before it's began. Okay, so if you've got a partner and you're doing this with a partner that's very skittish and runs very quickly from what? Aggression and being told what to do, you've got to start looking at your aggression and your temper. Okay, what makes it toxic? What does a person not like doing? Compromise. Compromise with what they don't like. If they say they don't like it, don't keep doing it, right? Because that's interfering the energy to make the person leave. So then you'll pick up a mirror. So if you're working on this with this person, okay, it's compromise. It means that a person leaves and ghosts and abandons before the energy gets where it's to the point of them actually working on it so they don't leave, right? So you have to stay to work on an energy. If you leave, the energy gets less, but then you get pulled back through retrograde because that's your karma. You're paying it back with the energy. They're working through not avoiding people's aggression, okay, doesn't like confrontation, and leaves before the going gets good. Okay, so that's pretty much what you and that other person are working on. Whether you're together or not, if they keep coming back to go through a hell loop again, that's what you're working on. If you're with each other and you're talking it and you're discussing it out, that's what you're working on. If the person's left and abandoned and gone, you just have to wait for them to come back again, right? Okay, so what's the sun energy here for Taurus? Some of you might be considering moving with a new person, because the old person isn't cutting it, but they'll be back during a retrograde moment. That could bring in a 3 energy. Because some people do, they get skittish and think, well, if you're not going to stay around, I'm just going to leave and find someone new. And then you bump into someone new, and the same thing happens with a new person, and then the old person comes back later. Right? It's your soul group person. They come back into your life through your whole life. Twin flame soulmates are never gone forever. They more than likely come into your life at some point again. Okay? But this could just be a child. You're arguing because they have a child and they don't like the toxicity of the person that doesn't stay around long enough, that teaches their child to go on their path of what they're supposed to learn. Right here. So it's a mirror of you, the person, and your new child, and your child here. Someone could just have given birth to a new child. It's brand new. It's not very old, this child here. Let's see. What's the devil energy here for? Yeah, you see. Wanting to leave, wanting to go towards this energy here, which is the Queen of Wands, the Magician, and the Empress. That's you go your way, then I'll go mine. Don't fucking listen. Run off like you always do. Not committing to me. I've got a child to think about. You do that. I'll go this way. You go that way. And I'll catch up with you when you run back into my life again. Because you've left it. Now you're coming back in. You've left all this chaos. You've gone and now you're coming back. Are they coming back? Have they? Are they here? What's the Queen of Wands? Do I go with someone new, or do I continue on with the one that I'm in denial with, or Danielle? But what do I do? Because this person here seems to run out. I've got a child who's coming towards me. Okay, but are you putting in the action towards that, Jackson? What is the Magician here? Leo or an Aquarian, and the World, and the Six of Wands. Excuse me, I just farted. Yeah, so there is. The World here is a travelled energy. It is a 3, and so is that. So there can be a third party here, but I can't tell you because it's a different structure of me doing the cards of how I normally do them, okay? Which is your week to 2 weekly that is over on Patreon. But there is an energy of coming together, reconciling, travelling, visit, going out with one another, trying to reconcile, trying to talk it through, trying to move forward with the person. If that's them and they come back in, okay. Now you're sort of talking. You're on the. You're on that. Well, let's discuss it. Let's see. Okay. Let's meet up. Let's meet up, and then we'll talk and we'll discuss. This could be a friend or so, but let's meet up. Okay. You come to see me, I'll come to see you, or whichever way around it is. But let's meet up here. Okay. Capricorn energy, Aquarian, Leo. Let's meet up here and we'll talk about what we're going to do, where we're going to go, and how we're going to start moving things forward now. Okay, because I am hoping that you've learned a lesson about avoiding, that you can't keep avoiding this because you keep coming back. That can happen multiple times. It doesn't matter if it is Taurus, that's just your karmic energy. Okay. You don't ever have to feel bad for reconciling with a person. How many times you do it or how many times you don't, it's down to you. But the energy is still there of what you have to learn. New person or old person, but you'll still learn it. Okay. What's the Empress here for? Is a Pisces. More than likely. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. 8 of Swords. Lives at home, works at home, feeling restricted, waiting for someone to come and visit and stay over. Okay, so you might be coming to... This person could be coming over to visit. This is normally I'm at home on my own, and I'm waiting for you to come over and visit, or I'm waiting for you to ask me to go out with you so I can get out of the house and come and visit you. It's one of those, but it could be we're going out with one another and we're going to get away for a little while. We're going to go travelling. We're just going to get in the car and travel, or a plane, whichever train, whichever way around it is. But we're having a new beginning. We are having a fresh start. I love them. It's a very strong connection. I can't forget about them. So I think it best if we just go away for a little while, have a bit of a break, and then talk about it and discuss it. Now, we're either got to wait for that to happen, and it's a discussion of in the future, because time's linear and I can't tell you about when or where, but it is a plan, okay, to meet up and talk and discuss, okay? So, there you go, Taurus. That's what you've got. Now, if you want an in-depth reading of your whole weekly that is roughly a 2-weekly reading, Ralph, then you will need to join Patreon. That is the link provided below, and it will be the silver or the gold tier. They have different stuff on it, but they're all the readings that are on those, weeklies and monthlies. So silver or gold, okay, it's about a 2-week spread, and it's all clarified, and you get them the day or 2 days before anything comes on here. These are just the next 48-hour readings, okay? But I do need help. Like, I really hope that you guys don't avoid it, and you try to help me out, because YouTube's not paying me anything really at all. Okay, there's a join button also. I channel deceased loved ones, and I also do tarot card readings for the people that have joined. So when you've joined, I'll come up and it'll either be channeling deceased or it will say tarot readings for the collective of people that have joined. Okay, you pay $2 or $3. You get to leave your name when I go live, your question. I do it. I go on to the next and the next and the next and the next and the next. Okay. Then I also do channeling deceased loved ones. You come in, you do the same thing, and then I just call upon the spirits to come in, and then I give you whatever messages is there by the people. You can give me a name, I call it out, I wait for them to come, and then I get on with the next one, and then we wait for the spirit to contact me, and then I give you the messages, and we go through the video. Okay? That's the join button below. It's only $2 or $3 to get those messages. And thanks very much, guys. Really appreciate it, and I'll hopefully see you on Patreon for your weekly to 2 weekly reading.